Treated for injuries. One protester is arrested for assaulting an officer. It started as a candlelight vigil outside the Democratic National Committee headquarters, with party representatives and candidates inside for a reception.
The protesters said they wanted to block entrances and exits to the DNC headquarters to force the politicians to hear their calls for a ceasefire in the war between Israel and Hamas. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was one of those inside. Officers directed lawmakers to the basement, and some were evacuated in police vehicles. U.S. Capitol Police say about 150 people were, quote, illegally and violently protesting, but demonstrators blamed the violence on officers they say rushed them without warning. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Fox's Trey Yingst was taken into a Gaza hospital raided by Israeli troops.
In the radiology department, soldiers point to piles of weapons and Hamas booklets as evidence the building was used for military purposes. Behind an MRI machine, more guns and ammunition the Israelis say are part of Hamas grab bags that were feet away from injured Palestinians. As part of our embed, Israeli forces controlled what areas of the hospital we could report from.
And Hamas accused the Israeli military of planting those weapons. President Biden says he and China's President Xi made progress during a 4-hour conversation in California. There's still competition.
But we'll manage that competition responsibly so it doesn't veer into conflict or accidental conflict. And where it's possible, where our interests coincide, we're going to work together like we did on fentanyl.
President Xi promising to crack down on fentanyl production and exports to the United States. The mother of a then 6-year-old boy who shot and wounded his teacher in Newport News, Virginia in January is sentenced in federal court to 21 months in prison for using marijuana while owning a firearm. Child neglect charges are still pending. America's listening to Fox News.
Between global jihad, China, Russia, and our southern border, we are in for a long and protracted battle. You need to prepare for the worst. Protect your home, protect your family, and protect your investments. It's time to reach out to the Oxford Gold Group. They make it simple for whether you are buying more gold, diversifying your 401k, or buying gold for the first time. Call 833-995-GOLD or visit jessekellygold.com. That's jessekellygold.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's a life sentence in Iowa with parole possible after 25 years for Jeremy Goodale for the baseball bat murder of a high school Spanish teacher, Nahima Graber, 2 years ago when Goodale was 16. He tearfully apologized to the victim's family. Willard Miller, also 16 at the time, was sentenced in July to at least 35 years. The New Hampshire presidential primary date set.
New Hampshire Secretary of State David Scanlon says the date of the first in the nation primary will be
January 23rd, 2024.
But that's for Republicans. The DNC changed their nominating calendar to have South Carolina go first, so New Hampshire may lose its delegates to the Democratic National Convention over this. Scanlon said the DNC argument that New Hampshire wasn't diverse enough to go first wasn't the real reason for the change.
There are individuals at the national level, probably in both parties, that would like to be able to say, this is going to be the nominee, that's the best person that has a chance of winning the president, and that's the name we want.
President Biden's name will not be on New Hampshire's ballot. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Artificial intelligence can help phone scammers and help stop them.
The Federal Communications Commission will now begin a formal inquiry to find out how AI is being used or abused to make scam calls even worse, like conducting illegal activity such as fraud and even using AI deepfake voices to mimic officials or even family members, and what exactly the FCC itself could do about it, if anything. But the FCC says AI could also be used to defend against spam calls and even things like robo-texts by improving technology already used to block those unwanted communications. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Jimmy Kimmel is coming back to host the Oscars, saying in a statement, "I always dreamed of hosting the Oscars exactly 4 times." I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. City of Champaign being recognized by the Human Rights Campaign Foundation for a 12th year in a row. City earned the highest possible score on the foundation's Municipal Equity Index for its inclusive LGBTQ laws, policies, and services. Rockford and Chicago are the only other cities in Illinois to receive a perfect score. Eastern Illinois University concluding that the men's swim team violated EIU's hazing policy. University launched an investigation in September following credible reports of hazing. The team suspended after it was determined the first-year student athletes compelled to participate in traditions that included creating PowerPoint presentations on topics that were inappropriate, harmful, and distasteful. Voters in Champaign County have another place to drop off their ballots next year. Champaign County Clerk and Recorder Aaron Ammons, with the help of the Champaign Park District, cut the ribbon Tuesday morning for a new ballot drop box at the Martin Center, and the Champaign Fitness Center on the north side opened last year. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, good morning. It's Thursday. This is the 16th of November, and you have to say that a few times because it's hard to believe the way this weather has been. Weather brought to you by Hula Hands. What's happening tonight at Hula Hands?
They have their Live in the Lounge every Thursday from 6 to 8, Stevie, and the Broadmoor Quartet will sound awesome. Take someone special out for some drinks or some special menu. It's $7 for the glass of house wine. Hula Hands at First and St. Mary tonight.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, I emphasize the word today. We are on Facebook Live and YouTube channel. I'm sure that will be short-lived based on content of the program. Now we go to our meteorologist, Greg Solier, who's got a...
Watch your P's and Q's now. Watch your P's and Q's.
Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Okay, so here we are. This just doesn't feel like November, and I know it's going to change, but this has been fabulous. Just fabulous.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So once again, this is it. Get out and work remotely or from a picnic table or whatever you have up your sleeve. And now, yes, it will turn cooler to colder, a little more typical and average and seasonal. By the way, 50 daytime, 30 at night. Those are the highs and lows, respectively. And that's what we'll have over the course of the weekend. So it's kind of back to normal around here. It's behind a wet weather system for the first half of next week that we get a little more December-like in with regard to temperatures around here. But we think that we'll be moving into a drier weather pattern as well, winding our way through the remainder of the month of November, beginning part of December. So kind of a little bit of a trade-off, a little bit of everything for everyone. And the rain certainly will be appreciated, but don't think there'll be much opportunity after that to access the back 40 if you haven't wrapped it up for the season already. Incredibly mild morning out there for this November 16th with area temperatures generally in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Already 43 Willard and Savoy, 37 at Rantoul, 67 later on today, again compared to a normal high 50 with a partly cloudy day's worth of weather and a south wind picking on up at 12 to 24 and gusty. A little rain in spots after midnight tonight. We'll bottom out at 51 for a so-called low. That's the normal high this time of the year. 56 tomorrow, so not much of a real climb. Readings might even slide back a little bit in the afternoon. A little rain in the morning, afternoon sunshine. Clearing off colder tomorrow night, low down to 27. Mostly sunny, cooler for the day on Saturday at 51. Probably upper 40s for kickoff of the ball game out in Iowa. They'll be into dry weather, sun-filled skies as well. Sunday here at 54. We get into some rain late Monday, Tuesday. That'll be a wind-driven rain, not getting out of the 40s for temperatures on Tuesday, maybe close to 40 on Wednesday. Thanksgiving Day high about 38 with maybe a snowflake in the morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, AP Dolchus, Greg Solier.
Nicolai Ambrose, were you holding one of those Chinese flags yesterday in San Fran? Did I see you on the sidewalk there? Was that you? I couldn't.
You know, I was surrounded by communists here on the East Coast.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, just wondered. Hey, she is outspoken, albeit alone, in Baltimore, Maryland. Nicolai Ambrose, the learned one. Okay, so President Xi, Chinese president, was greeted with nonstop all Chinese flags. I don't know if I saw an American flag. It was all Chinese. Wow. Chinese flag driving down a cleaned up San Francisco as Gavin Newsom said, well, when company comes, you clean your house.
Sure.
You take those human vermin and just get them off the street.
Right. But and where did they go?
Well, they'll be back.
Okay.
What's your take on the whole thing, Nicolai?
So aside from the Gavin Newsom detour, which there is plenty about, here are my 3 hot takes on the situation. First of all, the only reason that China's President Xi agreed to this is because the Chinese economy is in shambles. And I'm confident that their economic numbers are infinitely worse than the Chinese Communist Party is reporting. Number 2, Biden's focus is to suddenly make himself look like a diplomat ahead of the 2024 elections. And so he thinks the way to do so is to roll out the red carpet for a communist dictator. And 3, Xi's goal is to try to stoke U.S. business to reinvest in the Chinese economy because, heck, if China was funded by the U.S. since the 1970s and we funded their ascent for the past 50 years, why can't we do it again?
Okay, so one thing that confused me, and I'm waiting for an answer from somebody smart like you, is that Jake Sullivan, the national security advisor, said, well, yeah, very common ground, like the stop of fentanyl. Well, I thought fentanyl was from China on the border, and they're killing all our people. Every 10 minutes, a white man dies. What is the take there? I mean, is China providing the fentanyl or not?
So they said, and there's, that Jake is super smart, so, he can solve world peace here. But so what do we think they've agreed to aside from having John Kerry at the table because we're so convinced that China is going to solve all the world's climate crises? So they'd said, oh, yes, we will agree to reduce the chemicals that are used to make fentanyl.
What?
Coming across the Pacific.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Right. All of a sudden, everyone's going to stop dying. I'm so confident we're going to reduce the chemicals. Sure. Yes. I think that's hard to believe, right? And then secondly, they also agreed, and this is the one and only good thing that we're seeing, we used to have, quote-unquote, high-level military communication from our military to the Chinese military and vice versa, but they stopped that after Pelosi visited Taiwan. So I would say that the one actual good thing to come from this is that now they're supposed to, quote-unquote, communicate again, which will ideally prevent World War III in the South, starting in the South China Sea. But realize, all while Xi and Biden are meeting, the little CCP spokeswoman puts out a tweet saying that, the Chinese government will eventually retake Taiwan and they will be unstoppable.
Wow.
So, that's one of the key, it's kind of amazing with the world events that we are not already in World War III. I would consider it amazing if we'll get through the first 4 years of Biden, and hopefully the only 4 years of Biden, not in a major global conflict. But certainly, I think we've all been concerned that it was going to be Taiwan that went before a problem happened in Israel, and look where we are with that.
Yeah. So President Xi, the Chinese president, was more animated than I've ever seen him. So it must mean he doesn't eat something. So because there was like smiling, a little laughing. I'd never seen that. Most of his looks are, why am I here for this photo op? Get it over with.
And you're so right. And here's some numbers on this because, right, we know that Chinese Communist Party does not do a good, honest job of reporting bad economic numbers. What do we know? We know their youth unemployment rate was at 20% before they stopped reporting numbers. We know there are a bunch of very upset people who are locked in their apartments for like 2 years in China. We know people spent their life savings to try to, buy a house or a condo or an apartment in China, and they've had like a raft of bankruptcies from their major housing builders in China. But here's why we know these numbers are not right. In 2021, China's GDP was 75% of the U.S.'s, and now it's 64%. They've had an 11% drop against us in GDP. And so all of Xi's dreams of, overtaking us as, the global financial superpower are going up in smoke right now. And we are the only ones that can save him by pumping money into China like we used to do. That's why he is here.
Okay. All right. So did he leave? Was it that kind of a got to go? Got a plane to catch? What was the...
I think we just have to look for the trail of Chinese flags flying to see how long he'll be here with us.
So today would be a fabulous time to go to San Francisco because it's all cleaned up. Today.
We won't get stabbed by needles. We won't step in human feces on the sidewalk.
Today.
And as Gavin said, true. He only cleaned it up for it to look good for the world. He can't do that for the people of San Francisco or the people of California or the people of America or the homeless people. That wouldn't it be nice if they had something better to do with their lives and could have a purpose in life. No, but he could do it for a communist dictator. Go, Gavin.
Well, Gavin wants to be president of the United States, so he stands by ready to take over. It's Nicolee Ambrose. How can people find you, Nicolee?
Oh, Stevie J. They can find me on X at Nicolee Ambrose or Facebook at Nicolee USA, NICOLEE, or NicoleeAmbrose.com.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. ESPN 93.5 on the Tapman's Towing phone line. That was Nicolee Ambrose in Baltimore, Maryland. Let us check sports headlines.
Well, here we are in Rocket Nation, and Reagan Schluter is the one that stepped up in front of over 11,500 people on field trip day.
They said 11.5?
11.5 something.
An official count?
It's the fourth highest in their 7th anniversary of field day for our Illini women to beat St. Peter's by 70 points.
Yep.
103-33. But Reagan was so brave as a first grader at Unity East here in Rocket Nation to sing the national anthem.
Good for her.
And they get a high five from Shauna Green afterwards, the coach for Illinois women's basketball, Kendall Bostic, with her 20th double-double. By the way, if Reagan here in Rocket Nation is on her way to school, wants to swing by our studios here in downtown Philo, we'd welcome her to belt out something. Such a great little singer, and you and I, Stevie J, have had our time on rocket stages in the past.
Yep.
And one of my favorites, by the way, your Tevye, Fiddler on the Roof, was just so awesome.
That was a minute ago.
You want to do a little sunrise, sunset real quick?
Probably okay not to right now, but thank you. It's 7:17. You want to hear Luke Altmaier?
Yes, I do.
Luke, way to go, Reagan.
You got the tap.
Good work, Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Altmaier's your starter for Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words. You know, you work so hard for it, but, you know, at the end of the day, you try to control what you can control. But obviously kind of had it in my head, you know, for a long time. And, you know, just really thankful that Coach B went with me. Very honored, very blessed.
Luke Altmaier will be the starter against Iowa. The crowd wanted John Paddock, who had a record day last Saturday at Memorial Stadium with 507 yards passing, all time at Memorial Stadium. They went to talk to John Paddock. What do you think John Paddock said?
Do what's best for the team.
Do what's best for the team.
Absolutely.
He said if I throw for 2 yards and we win, I mean it. I'm not kidding. So he took it like that.
Yeah.
His legend grows.
Yes.
If he were to have to come into another game and help again, everybody be jacked about that. Luke Altmaier's got 2 more years. John Paddock has 2 more games. Didn't Coach B said you're my guy?
Yeah.
Luke, you're my guy. So all of a sudden he's not your guy?
Right. And you can't just pivot after an injury. That's a bad look,
you
too.
can pivot after an injury if the guy's a record setter. It's just, I understand the decision. Those guys have been doing this a whole lot longer than me. I ever
Illinois volleyball wins yesterday, too, over Ohio State. So it was a good day in Illini Nation.
All right, our weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, always looking to increase the team, and there's always vaccination opportunities, the flu shot, the COVID shot. You can learn more about all of that at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana, Vicinity, Pleasant. Spell weather continuing on for the day today. Changes ahead for the day tomorrow. A little more typical seasonal feel over the weekend. A pretty good rain system will come up here for early to mid next week. As a matter of fact, the second half of next week, a little hint of at least the feel of early winter across the area, but nothing worse than that. Today, partly cloudy, breezy, mild. Get out and enjoy it. Comes to an end for the day today relative to the mild weather of mid-November. 67 the forecast high. Normal high this time of the year at 50. South wind on the increase at 12 to 24 gusty. Mostly cloudy tonight. Little rain in spots well after midnight. Low down to 51. South wind for the day tomorrow. Much cooler. A little rain in the morning, some afternoon sun, and a high at 56 degrees on a northwest to north wind. Clearing off in 27 tomorrow night. Weekend forecast, fair amount of sunshine. 51 Saturday, Sunday high 54. Widespread rains late Monday and Tuesday. Won't get out of the 40s for high temperatures by mid next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Fighting Illini football is back at Memorial Stadium for the final home game of the season on Saturday, November 25th, as they take on Northwestern in the battle for the Land of Lincoln Trophy. Bring the whole family to enjoy our family fun zone in Grange Grove with bounce houses, food trucks, balloon artists, and tailgating. See you at Memorial Stadium for Fighting Illini football's final home game against Northwestern on Saturday, November 25th. Get $15 tickets at fightingillini.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart's quarter was better than expected. Online shopping helped to push sales up by 5%, though Walmart's forecast for the holiday quarter is weaker than Wall Street predictions, and the stock is losing ground. Macy's is also reporting an upbeat quarter. Sales declined, but the company's holding up. It's been able to squeeze more from the products it sells and has been able to offer fewer promotions, and Macy's shares are higher. Shares of computer networking company Cisco Systems are slumping, down 11%. Cisco says it's seeing a slowdown in new product orders. Its soft guidance is impacting other networking stocks. Computer maker Lenovo saw its profits slump more than 50% in the recent quarter, though it says business is now stabilizing. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first, you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs, and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth. Since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Atah Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Main and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com, pards.com. Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on this Thursday morning, John Decker normally joins us at 7:35. It'll be 8:35 today. He is in San Francisco and reporting on the president and President Xi's meeting and everything else. So John is out there, but it is 2 hours earlier. That would make it 5:25 now in San Francisco. So he'll be on in an hour.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about our little Stevie Somerville singing, too. We were talking about little Reagan and her singing. And, you know, little Stevie has the John Decker song because that was his favorite song.
Yeah.
I got to get
favorite
that
song
going,
of
too. So.
many in America now. The John Decker theme.
Yes. And actually, you've done a good job as we talk about Tim Onstad and giving us some turkey tips. That's next week.
Yeah.
And the smoke theme is just fabulous. I think we should get you up for some awards,
Thank
Stevie.
you. I would hope I get a Grammy before it's too late. I won't be able to get a Grammy anymore. Anyway, yeah, so we'll play John Decker at 8:30 today for you.
Sounds good.
Okay, we do have a Stever, the program where I happily give you money. And today I'm paying for a trip for your car to go to PDR Automotive, and we'll give you a complete vehicle inspection. It's $100, but they hook you up. It'd be like going to the Carl and getting all hooked up for all these tests.
Yeah.
They put your car through the test, and then they come out with like a 5-page. If you're selling your car, no brainer. Do that and show the person that's looking to buy what PDR says about it.
Yep.
And if you got some red in there, you're going to probably have to deal with that before you sell it anyway.
That might be a pressing issue.
Yeah. So what they'll do is they'll show you that, and then you can say, okay, good to know. Or you can say, okay, Stevie's giving me another 100 toward whatever we want to do. So if you want to change whatever air filters or whatever, and it's $190, I give you 100, so you only pay 90 kind of thing.
Nice.
So it's a $200 package, complete vehicle inspection.
Got to move on it within 7 days, or at least make arrangements.
Make an appointment. Yeah, make an appointment because it might be a little more in the week right now. I don't know what their schedules are. Pretty busy always because they're good. So you go to GoStever.com. It is now up. PDR Automotive, we ask that you win this once. There's a lot of people out there, thousands of you that are in our club, and you take free money because you're pretty smart.
Right, so don't be a prize pig on this. 10:08.
I don't like that term. They're wonderful listeners who take advantage of great opportunities from us.
Okay, thank you, Stevie.
We're that's inside baseball talk that Diane uses.
Okay,
I don't.
Sorry.
It's just
that guy wants to win again. PDR Automotive at 1008 North Cunningham in Urbana.
Okay, GoStever.com, GoStever.com. Yeah, the John Paddock not starting. You know, I wanted him to start. I thought he earned it, but you think about feelings in your office. Oh, I don't care about feelings. Suck it up, Buttercup. You know, it's football. If Luke's sad about that, so what? Well, he could leave. No, he has to get up. Oh, you can always leave. You know, always. Well, he has to sit out. You can leave.
Right.
And Brett had told him he's our guy. He's never switched out because of injury. Keep in mind, it was Luke Altmaier's best game of the year at Minnesota. He had 3 touchdown passes. So he's good. He's been great since Penn State, quarterback rating of 150. That's great.
It's great that we have 2 fabulous options in that game against Iowa at 2:30 on Saturday.
Now, also keep in mind, it's not going to look like it's looked. Our receivers aren't going to be open. Not like that. Indiana, pretty good. Love passing against them. But the fact of the matter is, both defenses couldn't do squat. 48-45?
I know.
Nice job, everybody.
Right.
Let's talk about this when we get back.
Well, and Iowa has big defensive squad, right?
Well, they're ranked number 2 in America. Think about Georgia, Alabama, all the SEC. They're number 2 defensively. So, yeah, it's going to be harder. So when Luke doesn't get a first down, everybody's going to do exactly what they're... Get John Paddock.
Right.
And John Paddock might get in there, and he might not get a first down.
You're right.
It's a different defense.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm confident my defense will do whatever they need to do to be better this week because they weren't real good last week. And I think that we can hold. Iowa's always struggled offensively. They've just been struggling offensively for years, really. So I think we can hang in there defensively. I think Iowa can get 10, 20 points maybe. maybe not. And I think we got to be able to score probably 21 to win the game. So we'll see. But I know one thing: I need a win. Northwestern's stinking 5-5. They have the hazing scandal. They put some guy named whatever his name is, and they get 5 wins. Mm-hmm. What is that?
I know.
So that was a bit shocking that the Wildcats are actually playing for a bowl too.
If you want to contribute, it's 217-359-2255 on our Tapman's Towing phone line.
We'd love to hear what you think of the quarterback decision. I am curious, and I will ask Brett Bielema this next chance. Why do it on Tuesday? Make Iowa prepare for whatever.
Right.
Why would you tell them? I'm going to have to ask that sometime.
Okay.
News coming up now. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The fighting rages in Gaza between Israel and Hamas while a special operation is taking place underneath the largest hospital in the territory. Israel's searching for the tunnels it claims Hamas is using under the Al-Shifa facility. Meanwhile, President Biden spelled out a solution to the Israeli leader and his war cabinet.
The only ultimate answer here is a two-state solution that's real.
The president, during his news conference yesterday, earlier, he did have a warm welcome for China's President Xi.
There's no substitute to face-to-face discussions. I've always found our discussions straightforward and frank, and I've always appreciated them.
But after his 4-hour meeting, President Biden called his counterpart a dictator in the way he runs a communist country. Meanwhile, President Biden will address the APEC conference at 1:45 Eastern in San Francisco. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A teacher's aide with the Effingham School District under arrest after police said he was involved in a battery incident with a student last week. Effingham police said they got the complaint November 8th that a battery took place at Effingham Junior High School. The student suffered minor injuries as a result, and 65-year-old David Parker named as the person responsible. There's a new tool to help protect lions across Africa, thanks to 2 people from the University of Illinois. Graduate student Wesley Au and Professor Alfred Roca said they were working on a system for elephants when a group called Trace Wildlife Forensics Network contacted them. They wanted similar technology to track lion DNA. City of Champaign approving over $2 million in funding to 9 local organizations to help reduce gun violence in the community. Equity Engagement Department says it's important to make communities safer, especially in neighborhoods where crime is more common. Organizations like First Followers and Dream Academy receiving thousands of dollars in funding. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
All right, our weather brought to you this morning by Busey, for over 150 years, member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity, pleasant spell of weather continuing on for the day today. Changes ahead for the day tomorrow. A little more typical seasonal feel over the weekend. A pretty good rain system will come up here for early to mid next week. As a matter of fact, the second half of next week, a little hint of at least the feel of early winter across the area, but nothing worse than that. Today, partly cloudy, breezy, mild. Get out and enjoy it. Comes to an end for the day today relative to the mild weather of mid-November. 67 the forecast high. Normal highs time of the year at 50. South wind on the increase at 12 to 24 and gusty. Mostly cloudy tonight. Little rain in spots well after midnight. Low down to 51. South wind for the day tomorrow. Much cooler. A little rain in the morning. Some afternoon sun. And a high at 56 degrees on a northwest to north wind. Clearing off in 27 tomorrow night. Weekend forecast. Fair amount of sunshine. 51 Saturday. Sunday high 54. Widespread rains late Monday and Tuesday. Won't get out of the 40s for high temperatures by mid next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
All right, ESPN 93.5. It is 7:35. It is actually 5:35 in Oregon. Doctor, are you with us?
I am. Good morning.
You got some coffee going, I trust.
Share of coffee?
I'm on my second cup.
Me too.
So, Dr. Andre Martin is his name, an organizational psychologist, author of the book Wrong Fit, Right Fit. Why, how we work matters more than ever. He spent 20-plus years as the chief talent officer of iconic brands such as Mars, Nike. Did you get any Mars candy bar free when you did that work or no?
We worked in the office. You were surrounded by them. You had to limit your. I had to only eat it Friday after lunch. That was it.
Good for you, Dr. Andre Martin. Okay, so the new hires are considering quitting within the first 6 months. I think COVID. You're a psychologist. I think COVID has messed us up for good. What say you? What do you think about that?
Well, hey, any major pandemic issue challenge, it has lasting effects. And I think a couple things happened, right? One is, we got really clear about a lot of things that matter in life. That wasn't commutes, that the family, that was being at home, having more flexibility. And I think the reality is we also started to have higher expectations for our companies and how we're going to be treated. And so two things are happening. One is the honeymoon phase is shorter, right? People are going to give you less time to show that this is the place that they want to work and that they're going to be valued. And secondly, the expectations are higher.
Mm-hmm. So you're in there, you're trying to impress, and you're saying maybe a month and a half later that both are saying, I don't know. and you think the employer is quicker trigger these days too, Doctor?
I think they are in some cases, right? Here's what we're seeing is, from the employee standpoint, there's three things that are driving employees to think about being other places. The first one is they cite just a clear mismatch of expectations. What they were sold coming in and what they saw once they arrived, they just didn't match up. Secondly, is they're not seeing opportunities to develop, grow, or progress in their companies. And third, a lot of them are blaming toxic culture. And so I think what we're looking at is just this mismatch of really, hey, this is what I thought I was buying, and this is actually the car I got.
But Andre, when it comes to growth in your company, your second point there, it's 6 months in. How much growing can you do? You're in the early stages.
Well, hey, think about this, right? Is when you come into a company, it's all learning. You're building a new network and meeting new people. You are really trying to understand the insider language, the way the company works. You're trying to even understand, hey, how does this company make money? And I think what we're doing is we're leaving people to figure that out on their own instead of actually providing them opportunities that says, hey, we're investing in you from day one. We're going to teach you how to be great here. We're going to give you a mentor. We're going to show you how this company has impact on the world and how we make money. And I think if we just did a little bit more of that, they would go, oh, this is a place that I'm going to continue to learn and grow on the job all the time. We're just not doing enough in the early days.
I think you've probably seen this. I've seen it. Maybe nobody's seen it. But somebody was in their car. It was a young girl, young woman, early 20s, and she's crying. I have this job.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And they want me to come in and work in the office. And when am I going to date? When am I going to date? It's just like, okay, honey. Wow. Okay, so I think what I would do is I'd say, come work for Stevie Jay Broadcasting and change the world. Let me tell you how that's true. They have to have a bigger sense of why I'm doing this. I'm saving the earth. I'm saving the world. They've got to have a big purpose as to why they're going in and earning evil money. Because the young people today is like, ooh, how much money do you make? Ooh, in some cases, there's this attitude of you're selfish, you're greedy, because that's what they've been taught.
Hey, I think there's a few things going on there, right? Is first off, we're living in a world, this generation has never known life before the internet. So they are seeing greener grass everywhere. People who look like them, have the same experiences as them. They're seeing them have better experiences, getting more pay, having these great, really important jobs. And the truth is, we know social media is it's a partial version of the truth. And so, the first thing I would tell anybody is, hey, you got to get really clear what matters to you. Now, this new generation, they are the most educated and they have the least work experience, right? So they don't really understand what it means when you come to a company and what the benefits can be. They're not absolutely wanting flexibility and just, not having to come in. What they are wanting is they want interesting work. right? They want to make a good wage because they have a lot of debt. And they really want to work at a place that is going to allow them to, progress, and they want to move fast. Those aren't all bad qualities.
No. Their feet go to sleep, and you got to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's right.
But you got to move on.
That's right.
Andre, you got to give them flexibility, man.
Right.
I mean, if they can't just leave, this is not gonna work. The 8 to 5 cubby, here's your watch. That's just old. It's over.
It is old, and here's the deal. I think we're actually having the wrong conversation there. What we're trying to make this about is location. Come in 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 1 day a week, and actually you just got to step back as an employer and say, where are the places that, given the way we work, I can provide flexibility? There's a lot of jobs that need you to come in. Manufacturing jobs, retail jobs, all of those places, but there's also different areas you can give people flexibility. Flexibility in their medical insurance choices, flexibility in where and when they take their vacation days. Even I'm seeing some retailers give employees flexibility around the shifts that they work. And it's just answer that question around
Andre?
Flexibility.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you're probably getting buzzed because everybody wants to talk to you this morning. Great coffee. You're doing good with your coffee because
Exactly.
How can people find Dr. Andre Martin?
Hey, you can find me at www.wrongfitrightfit.com, and I also have a newsletter that's mondaymatters.substack.com, and that purpose is just to allow everyone to start their Monday morning with a few practical tips to make the week just a little bit better.
Can I give you one 60-second work joke, or are you booked on another one here in a minute?
No, let's hear it. I love a good joke.
Okay, so the guy dies, and he goes to heaven, and they said, okay, you got to take a look at heaven, and then you got to look at hell. And then you choose. He said, what do you mean? That's the deal. So he looks around, heaven is peace. It's awesome. He goes down the escalator, opens up. There's a massive, massive country club, golf course, buffet. Everybody's dressed up. It's awesome. It is party time, man. It is party time. So they go up and say, what do you choose? I guess hell. Next day, goes down the escalator, opens up. It's Mars. It's a bunch of boulders. It's a bunch of nothing. He says, what happened? He said, yesterday we were recruiting you. Today you're staff.
That is just a great parable that many people are living every single day, my friend.
Absolutely.
Andre, thank you for being on. We appreciate it.
You take care. Have a great day.
You as well, Dr. Andre Martin. He's out in Oregon.
Yep.
Beautiful state.
Dr. Andre Martin with some tips about today's work culture.
7:43, Luke Altmaier clip, how excited he is to be the starting quarterback Saturday. We got that next.
Hey, Fighting Illini fans. D&D Advertising has the new 2023-2024 basketball schedules ready for pickup at these fine businesses.
Illinois Excavation Septic Concrete, Beast Mode Painting LLC, SK Exteriors, George Mallet Company Garage Door, Twin City Industrial Rubber Hose, Studio Nails, Champagne Eye Professionals, Inspire Your Wedding and Events, Express Employment Professionals, Thomas Mamer Attorneys at Law, Oak Creek Outdoor Service Tree and Landscaping, The Dentist Gray, Yallowly and Black DDS, Armor Shield Concrete Coatings, Latitude Apartments, Campus Culinary Solutions, New Era Cannabis Products and Accessories, Ray's Heating and AC, Burner Plumbing, Horn Installation, Allstate Insurance, William Abel. Please patronize these fine businesses as they are an asset to the community.
D&D Advertising Enterprises is not licensed, affiliated with, or endorsed by any university, sports institution, or program unless specifically stated in writing. No proceeds from any of the funds collected for your ad will be given to any educational institution or sports team. We are not responsible for any schedule changes made after printing.
Jeremiah 29:11 states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." What a comfort we have in this passage, as the Lord is telling Jeremiah, I care for you and will take care of you. If you are in despair and think you have no hope, pray to the Lord for guidance. See how your life can be changed and the lives of those around you. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Florist.
There's an inviting holiday chill waiting for you at your local Merle Norman. The Holiday 2023 Color Collection is available now, featuring a gift-worthy Opal Eyes palette filled with 9 limited editions soft touch shadows. Pair your palette with 3 shades of crisp candy cane scented tinted lip balm, including a neutral cashmere cream, a dimensional plum shimmer, and a red sangria cream. Shop holiday limited editions while supplies last. Merle Norman, 706 West Market View Drive.
Yeah, the football world in Illinois shook a little bit yesterday morning when Brett Bielema announced that Luke Altmaier, back from injury and cleared to play, will be the starter at Iowa after the record-setting performance of John Paddock. All right, Luke Altmaier hitting the news.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words. You work so hard for it, but, at the end of the day, you try to control what you can control. But obviously kind of had it in my head, for a long time, and, just really thankful that Coach B went with me. Very honored, very blessed, and hopefully I can, fill my role, in that position and, be good for this team.
What's the first call you make? Like, who do you call to tell immediately?
Definitely my parents. The people who have been with me through the whole journey, have seen the ups and downs, have seen moments where a lot of hard moments, a lot of adverse moments, and, really helped me get through it. So, I think they were just as excited as I was.
Well, and it's great for Luke. It's hopefully great for the Fighting Illini. It's just really hard because when he throws an incomplete, well, John Paddock never did that. I mean, he's our guy for 2 more years. We want Luke Altmaier as our quarterback. Jay Lehman called him the best quarterback in the West in the Big Ten until John Paddock showed up.
There you go.
We got 2 great quarterbacks. Luke Altmaier's our guy. He's on every Monday with us at 5 after 4 with Lonte and Derek Piper, and he's a great kid. And all accounts, so's John Paddock. We got good character on this football team, it would appear. So good news. We'll see what happens. 2:30 Saturday, Illinois, Iowa, day after tomorrow.
Go
By the way,
Illini.
Point spread. What do you think? Mighty Iowa, 8-2, gonna win the West, probably.
7?
3.
Wow.
That's the respect the Fighting Illini are growing and gaining every single day. Yep.
Talk about respect. Illinois 70-point winners in the very rambunctious field trip day yesterday. 103-33 over St. Peter's. So we're 2-1 on the season. Now heading to D.C. for number 16 Notre Dame at noon on Saturday. Kendall Bostic with her 20th double-double. And I tell you, 90 schools represented yesterday. And
that's natural sound from the game.
Thank you for that.
It was a rock concert, according to my friend.
And little Reagan singing the national anthem from Unity East. Sydney, first grader, and just a really good scene for everybody. I had some chaperones reporting to me yesterday on what a blast that was. So keep it up and go Illini. Our volleyball team winners against Ohio State. I think it was like 66 kills. Raina Terry with 27 of those. So next up will be Saturday at 6 when we host Michigan. I think that's the last home game at Huff Hall if you want to check out our ladies in action. Orlando beat the Chicago Bulls 96-94. Iowa with 18 minutes and 5 points. Milwaukee over Toronto 128-112. So Johnny Newton's up for a bunch of more awards and watch lists and things like that. We're looking forward to his performance against Iowa. 2:30 kickoff in Iowa City.
Disruptor, Johnny Newton. That's what P.J. Fleck at Minnesota said. What was the change in the second half, Coach, when they put Johnny Newton in? Number 4 was disruptive.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
We have our Illinois basketball team in action tomorrow night against Valpo, and the Rev back in town.
Yeah, Roger Powell
is the coach.
Yep.
So go Illini.
All right, we check our weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you the Turkey Trot will be coming your way. It steps off at 9 a.m. at Crystal Lake Park in Urbana. It's totally free. You can start to get there after 8. It's the Turkey Trot on Thanksgiving morning. UrbanaParks.org.
Calling Tim Onstadt, our smoke barbecueologist, in about 15 minutes.
Nice.
We'll put him on at 8:05. John Decker today at 8:35, live from San Francisco, following the president and the president of China. President Biden, President Xi met yesterday. All right, here's Greg.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Vicinity. Enjoy the last vestiges of this mild November setup. It's back to reality beginning tomorrow and into the weekend, and signs of an even colder air mass building in behind a rain system for next week. In the meantime, partly cloudy, breezy, mild again for the day today up to 67. That south wind on the increase of 12 to 24 and gusty. We'll bottom out tonight with a mild November night. Little rain after midnight. midnight, too, low down to 51. Tomorrow, much cooler, a little rain in the morning, then a partly sunny afternoon with a high to about 56 degrees. Clearing off, much colder tomorrow night, more typical, low down to 27. Mostly sunny, cooler for the day on Saturday up to 51. Partly cloudy, 54 on Sunday. They'll be probably close to 50, or at least upper 40s for football out in Iowa on Saturday. Then Monday into Tuesday, rain breaks out. Highs at 51 on Monday, into the 40s. That's it for highs on Tuesday. Wednesday and towards Thanksgiving Day, high temperatures barely to 40 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. All right, 7:51,
Invest in yourself.
ESPN 93.5. We've got our feature for Thursday at this time. It's called Did You Know with my son Nathaniel in Chicago. We call him Nathaniel Son so that you know who he is.
Yes.
This is your mother's favorite feature of our week, Nathaniel.
Well, I'm honored.
Yeah, well, it's a good segment. It's called Did You Know? Nathaniel's son digs stuff up that we did not know, and we learn every single week. What did my friend Steve say? He just loves it. He just loves it.
Yeah,
Just loves it.
And I've had a friend say when we're gathered around the water cooler at work, I bring up stuff and I sound so smart. So thank you for that, Nathaniel.
Well done, Nathaniel's son. Okay, so what do you know?
Well, this morning we're going to get to discuss the story of two very well-known companies that rose to global prominence starting in the same factory in 1919. Now, between world wars in Germany, there were two brothers who formed a small shoe company. They focused on making athletic shoes, and the name of the company was Geda, G-E-D-A. And they made shoes mostly out of their parents' laundry room. Now they made shoes and sold some and had moderate success, but their big break came in 1936 at the Summer Olympics in Berlin. Famous runner Jesse Owens was competing in the games, and the brothers convinced Jesse to wear their shoes.
Oh.
Well, Jesse went on to win 4 gold medals at this game, and a few others that they convinced to wear their shoes won 3 gold medals and 7 bronze and silver. Now, not 3 years later, though, the Second World War started, and the older brother was drafted. During the war, he was captured, imprisoned, and after the war was over, he was released. When they came back to their shoe factory, the brothers were at odds, and they could not come to an agreement on what direction the company should go. So they parted ways. Each of them formed their own shoe company. The younger brother was named Adolf Dassler. He went by Addy, and he started the company Adidas. The older brother, Rudolf Dassler, started the company Puma. And today Adidas has a worth of approximately $16 billion, and Puma approximately $6 billion.
Wow.
So it's safe to say that despite their odds, the brothers were on to something.
No kidding. I can't believe you talked Jesse Owens into wearing your shoe. That would be huge. 1936 gold medalist, Jesse Owens. So Adidas and Puma, $22 billion combined. I'd say the brothers did pretty well, Nathaniel.
And to think that they started, each out of their own parents' laundry room just to make shoes, and each of them were clearly pretty talented at it.
I guess so. It isn't that easy to do what they did. Good stuff, Nathaniel. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it very much. Did you know? Thursdays, Nathaniel's son from Chicago. Great job, Nathaniel.
All right. Take care, guys.
Talk soon. All right, ESPN 93.5. It is 7:54.
Tabbins Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tabbinstowing.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first, you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. 217 texter, and you're welcome to text 217-359-2255. I know John Paddock's sample size is small, but his best game ever was better than Altmaier's best game. There's no question if each is playing their best, Paddock's better. Coach Bielema made the risky choice. If Altmaier struggles and Illinois loses, he'll be scrutinized much more than if he started Paddock and he struggles. I think there's no question that the level of which John Paddock has succeeded would make I would have started. But again, think about this now. Do you want Luke Altmaier? Well, he's not going to. Well, how do you know that? Do you want Luke Altmaier? You told him you're my guy. So it's a little awkward, and it's hard to move off a guy who sets a record at Memorial Stadium for 100 years. So you kind of do the hot hand thing. But if you ask John Paddock, I promise you, just based on the small sample size of his interviews, he doesn't care. He wants to win. And so then it gets a little awkward if Luke's not effective. Then you're pulling your starting quarterback, who was your guy, and putting the backup in. And there'll be calls for John Paddock on Twitter and everywhere else, not that he cares about that. But the people will be very short leash on Luke Altmaier because of what we've seen. All of a sudden, the season's turned around. He saved the season. He did. John Paddock saved the season. 4th and 11, there's no way. Nobody does what he did.
You're right.
Nobody has done what he's done.
But to me, he's made the call. Let's get behind it. If Luke, has any kind of situation, we've got next.
Yeah,
with John
but
Paddock.
again, that's not easy to pull your starting quarterback because then people want to know who's the quarterback in the last game. It's a controversy, right? I mean, that's what happens. You don't want a quarterback controversy in your 12th game. He just wants him steady. But no matter what Luke does, won't people say, well, John was better than that, right? He played against Indiana. Indiana's defense is decidedly different than Iowa.
Let's just enjoy the game. Go Illini.
Somebody else here. No? I'll get the next one next hour.
Okay.
All right? ESPN 93.5. Amy needed to sell her mom's home in Thomasboro. She needed as much money as possible because the money was going to go to help take care of her mother's senior care. Well, she talked to a real estate agent, said $130,000. Nate Evans came in and said, no, we can do better. They had 5 showings instead of 130. Nate Evans' group sold it for $162,000.
I'm telling you that $32,000 more, another agent might have left that on the table. So especially when you've got care for your parents, and boy, is that an expensive chapter. Talk things over with Nate Evans and the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. You could get that immediate cash offer on your home. There's flexible fees. Sell your home for the most money possible and call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans, 217-239-7113. If you're wanting to talk about your timeline, get some things set up, just do an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with the Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights, we switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over and you can start saving today. Our team is ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With the Brian Hansen State Farm Agency, it's easy to switch and save. Just give our team a call at 217-344-1900 when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, just got a text in.
Yeah, Illinois quarterback. I think we've got to trust this guy. We're paying millions of dollars to make that decision. I guarantee he wants to win more than any of us.
He does, and he's also looking to the future.
Yeah.
Because you bench Luke Altmaier because he got hurt, then Luke's leaving. Maybe I'm not saying he's going to leave, but I'm just saying that in this day of the swinging gate,
I don't know.
I think we want Luke Altmaier to be here for 2 more years, and you're staying consistent with your policy. Anyway, everybody thinks Illinois has a real good chance to beat Iowa, and then you got to beat a really good Northwestern team that suddenly turned really good. So let's just get another one. Let's get bowl eligible to get the Marching Illini, book their 9 buses. Okay, let's do this thing.
Exactly. Go Illini.
This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home of the St. Louis Cardinals. It is 8 a.m. Lots in our next hour. Stand by.
Everybody beats Joe. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Biden loses in every Republican matchup we asked about in our latest Fox poll, and Donald Trump's lead with Republican voters is growing.
Former President Donald Trump has a more than 4-1 lead on the nearest GOP hopeful. But the poll shows no matter the GOP nominee, President Joe Biden potentially falls short. He's bested by the former president 50 to 46%. By Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, 50 to 45%, and by Ambassador Nikki Haley with the widest margin, 52 to 41%.
Fox's Gernal Scott. 66% of Americans say they side more with Israel than Palestinians in the war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip. At least 6 police officers are injured in a pro-Palestinian protest outside the Democratic National Committee headquarters in D.C. Some of those protesters tell Fox they were chanting peacefully when officers threw them to the ground. President Biden calls it a constructive face-to-face conversation with China's President Xi.
President Biden and his Chinese counterpart establishing an anti-drug cooperation group.
We're taking action to significantly reduce the flow of precursor chemicals and pill presses from China to the Western Hemisphere.
The synthetic opioids trafficking at the U.S. southern border has led to a surge of U.S. overdose deaths. Another agreement.
We're reassuming military-to-military contacts, direct contacts.
The two leaders met for 4 hours outside San Francisco on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, also vowing to work together to assess the risk and safety impact of artificial intelligence. From APEC in San Francisco, Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
And President Biden addresses that summit today. New unemployment claims are up 13,000 to 231,000 last week. That's the most since August. The Labor Department also reports the number of people currently on unemployment is the highest since March. America's listening to Fox News.
Can you trust the government to protect you? We have political chaos, high inflation, global wars, no border protection, and our leadership telling you about pronouns and electric cars. It's time to take a hard look at protecting yourself and your family. It's time to call Oxford Gold Group. Whether you want to diversify against inflation or have gold on hand, you need to visit jessekellygold.com. Protect yourself with a visit to jessekellygold.com. That's jessekellygold.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
About 5,000 workers at more than 200 Starbucks stores in the U.S. are expected to be on strike today, one of the busiest of the year, Red Cup days, when the coffee chain gives away reusable cups to customers ordering holiday-themed drinks.
Starbucks workers united saying the protest is over the company's refusal to negotiate over staffing and other issues. As Starbucks maintains, the union has declined for months to meet with them on contract talks. The walkout also after Starbucks gave all non-union employees a 3 to 5% raise and better benefits, increases that union employees didn't get because, as the rules say, it wasn't negotiated for.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. The FBI is digging for bodies possibly buried by the Gambino crime family at farms in upstate New York.
The two farms are 5 miles apart in New York's Orange County and came to the FBI's attention after agents received a tip from a source. A backhoe is being used to dig up the farms, and workers could be seen using shovels as well. 10 reputed members of the Gambino crime family were indicted last week, charged with using violence to take over New York City's garbage hauling and demolition industry. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
The awards for Major League Baseball's Best Pitchers of the Year are announced.
Padres pitcher Blake Snell scoring the National League Cy Young Award, the 7th pitcher in MLB history to win the honor in both the NL and AL.
It means the work I'm putting in is it's paying off, it's working, and got to keep chasing it.
Snell beating out Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks and Logan Webb of the Giants. In the American League, it was a unanimous decision as Yankees ace Garrett Cole scores his first career Cy Young.
It validates a lot of the hard work that I put in over the years and a lot of hard work that goes in behind the scenes.
Audio courtesy of MLB Network. Cole earning the honor over Sonny Gray of the Twins and Kevin Gausman of the Blue Jays.
That's Matt Napolitano, and I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. University of Illinois College Fine and Applied Arts making plans for a major renovation. College seeking an approval from the state for its $111 million expansion. It'll reimagine the nearly 70-year-old art and design building and add on to the outside. Plan includes more public space connecting to the Cranard Art Museum and Seibel Center and creating a common area. One central Illinois town giving community members insight to how much damage storms can cause. A public hearing was held at Gibson City Elementary School. It showed community members the findings from a drainage study. The city wants to set goals for improving issues like flooding and storm damage. Voters in Champaign County will have another place to drop off their ballots next year. Champaign County Clerk and Recorder Aaron Ammons, with the help of the Champaign Park District, cut the ribbon Tuesday morning for a new ballot drop box at the Martin Center. The Champaign Fitness Center in the north side opened last year. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller, ESPN 93.5. Our meteorologist, Greg Soye, gets, high marks. Because the weather's nice, I'm just going to credit the weatherman every now and then, and meteorologist Greg Soye has jumped on now, and I tell you what, I can't remember lunch yesterday, but I don't remember November this nice. This has really been nice. Been nice.
Yes, it certainly has. And probably at least into the first half, go into the books as one of the warmer spells that we have had around here. And in fact, we can go back here and take a look at just a year ago here on the 16th of November. 35, the high. 31 was the low. Back a year ago. So there's a nice change of pace for you. Those kind of temperatures, those 30s may be with us here at some point for our highs over the course of the holiday weekend around here next week. So be ready for the change. The change will get us back to more seasonal levels here. Kind of a stair-step downward mode, unfortunately. But we'll get into that over the course of tomorrow and into the weekend. But lots of sunshine expected until that point. And for folks looking and clamoring for a little more rain, we'll get that early next week as well. And maybe a little snow into parts of the plains and upper Midwest, Western Corn Belt. Don't think it's going to be a big deal there, at least within about a day's drive of East Central Illinois if you have holiday plans in mind. Already 43 at Willett and Savoy, 39 at Rantoul, 42 at Danville, 39 Bloomington Normal. Temperatures will come up smartly for the day today when we ought to be about 50 this time of the year. 67 with a partly cloudy sky, increasing south wind. There'll be a little rain and a cold front after midnight tonight, low down to 51. That's the normal high this time of the year practically. Tomorrow, not much of a real climb to about 56, and readings might actually slide a little bit in the afternoon. A partly sunny afternoon, a little rain in the morning. No big deal with fall field work in mind, the last of which hopefully you're getting complete today. Down tomorrow night to 27 as skies clear off. Sunshine, cooler, 51 here, about 47, 48 for the ball game out in Iowa on Saturday. We'll be up to about 54 here on Sunday, not bad. And rain breaks out late Monday into Tuesday. 40s for Tuesday, near 40 Wednesday. Don't think we'll get much past about 38 and maybe a snowflake first thing on Thanksgiving morn. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Meteorologist Greg Soulje.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever with award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim on the start. What the heck, man? Where's Goreville, Illinois?
About 15 miles south of Marion.
Have you any Al Gore sightings?
Lake of Egypt down there.
I think Al Gore bought that and called it Goreville, didn't he? If I've got my history.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's beautiful down there.
So you are you sitting somewhere like in a stand? How does this work?
Well, I will be tomorrow. Right now, I'm sitting in the RV. We take the smoker out, put the ATV in, and come down here and have fun. In Illinois, there's 150,000 deer approximately killed every year during deer season.
Well, I mean, what happens if we don't shoot the deer? Don't they hit a bunch of cars even more? I mean, that's a real problem.
They'll eat themselves out. They'll do more damage to crops, cars. We got to control the population.
Okay, so Tim's out there helping, doing his part on that part. Okay, but we were talking about grilling for
and I kind of have a venison question. Do you ever prepare that type of meat, Tim?
That's what we're going to discuss. Smoked venison, summer sausage? What the heck? That's too many steps for me. If I can't go and wrap it in a package, it's really a lot. So how would I?
Well, we'll shift the gear for you real quick. Yes, you can do the ribeye of the deer, which people call the back strap. You can just take that out. You can put it in foil with some onions, peppers, garlic, butter, and just set it on the fire and cook it that way. It's about 130, 140 degrees. You want it rare. Venison is best rare, but it's lean and it's healthy meat. Otherwise, mix it with 50-50 with pork. Get a curing kit from Roll King or someplace like that. Cure it, and then you can smoke it. When you smoke it, you'll want to smoke your sausage to about 165 degrees, 160 degrees.
And you've done all that, Tim? Have you done that? And then how do you keep it? And can you freeze it and I can eat it next summer? Or how does that work?
Yeah, I hoard it. I don't. I try to hide as much as I can.
I mean, was it compared to like the beef jerky? I know what that tastes like.
It's better. It's a summer sausage. It's got flavor. When you smoke it, again, smoke is an ingredient, so we're adding an ingredient to it, and it's just wonderful meat.
We're gonna have to get some. We're gonna have to get something posted at Dedicated Diesel and/or Gale for X Trucking website and Stevie Jay Broadcasting Tribe, just to get some of the things we talk about in writing. Because there are a lot of people that hear stuff and go, wait a minute, how do I...
What kind of ingredients, what's the temperature, and all of that. Like, get some recipes going, Tim. What do you think of that idea?
I think we need to do that.
I think we do. And then we need to have you come to the radio station someday and have a couple samples.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
beat
Know what I'm talking about? Know what I'm talking about?
We like that.
Huh? Anyway, all right, so that's an idea. We talked about making the turkey. What's your plan? Are you smoking your turkey?
I'm smoking, I think Donna told me I was doing 4 or 5. I don't know.
Man.
Donna told you. Okay. That's exactly right.
Voluntold.
We know who's calling the audibles here. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah.
I'll find out when I get back. This is an annual trip, and I haven't decided yet if she lets me come here or if she makes me come here.
Could be a little of both.
Exactly.
All right, my friend. How are things at Dedicated Diesel, home of the Dixie Chopper, the fastest lawnmower in the world? Things good there?
It is great. I was in the shop just the other day, and they have some machines that they've got in for service and repair, and Andy does a great job with that. We've got still some new machines available for sale, and the prices are just ridiculous.
Okay, if you want, but the big thing there, ridiculously low. But the big thing there is service. If you have a business, the first question I would ask on something like that is how often's the lawnmower break and who fixes it. And so you've got that right now, and that's a big deal. When you buy, you can go up to Home Depot, Menards, buy something outside. Mm-hmm. Well, then what? Then what? You still spend like
you bought the dream. Now you've got to act.
I'm telling you what. You could go buy something comparably priced to the Dixie Chopper, the prices you've got on them now, And now I got somebody I can call. I can call Andy, man. I can say, hey, and boom, that's huge. That Dedicated Diesel's got your service. They're local. That's what you want. Gail Ferrex Trucking, we found our, what do you say? We need to kind of over the route? Some local guy. You have a driver? You need one more driver?
We need one more over-the-road regional driver.
Okay. That means you stay close.
Those guys are home every weekend. Woo! They're home every weekend. Make great money, benefits, all of that good stuff.
Yeah. I'd have to see if I can look into this. Which one's reverse again? Oh, yeah. Okay. Tim, good luck. Stay safe. And thank you for all you do for Gail Ferrex Trucking Dedicated Diesel. You the man.
Well, thank you, guys. Talk to you later.
Talk soon. Happy Thanksgiving. That's Tim Onstadt, Dedicated Diesel, Gail Ferrex Trucking. We appreciate him on with his smoke show.
Absolutely.
On the Tapman's Towing phone line, now we go to our morning sports, and Luke Altmaier's been named the starter.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words. You know, you work so hard for it, but, you know, at the end of the day, you try to control what you can control. But obviously kind of had it in my head, you know, for a long time, and, you know, just really thankful that Coach B went with me. Very honored, very blessed.
Luke Altmaier will be the starting quarterback. If it were an election, it would have been John Paddock. There's just no doubt the people.
Yes.
But remember, we don't know squat about we don't.
And
we have no idea.
As Mitch texted in to 359-2255, we got to trust this guy. He's making millions of dollars to make that decision.
Yeah.
I guarantee he wants to win more than any of us.
And there's no doubt. No doubt
Coach
about
Brett
that.
Bielema, thank you for the comments.
He's also looking toward the future.
Yeah.
And we got 2 more years of Altmaier. Everybody I wanted to stay.
Because John Paddock is like a
6 year. I think 6 year. He came because his legacy.
Right.
He wanted to compete for the starting job. He's a
Was
walk-on.
down at Ole Miss.
He's a walk-on.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody give the man some money.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be a walk-on.
I didn't realize
Can you imagine
that.
setting the all-time record Memorial Stadium and being designated as a walk-on?
Over 500 yards.
You've got to give him You've got to give him money. You got to scholarship that guy for the record. Because that'll stand ever. Who's the only walk-on to set the Memorial Stadium record for passing?
Wow.
What?
That's cool. But I mean...
Well, he has said, if I threw for 2 yards and we won, I'd be happy. And he said, and I'm serious. So I promise you, he is all supportive of Luke Altmaier, like we probably all should be too.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be there in case we need him.
That's right.
Otherwise, let's go beat Iowa with whoever's back there.
That's 2:30 on Saturday in Iowa City. And then we've got the last home game of the season. You need to be making arrangements now. Northwestern on Saturday, the 25th. Illinois beats St. Peter's with women's basketball at 2-1 on the season. 103-33. 11,500 plus fans on their 7th anniversary of the field trip day with tip-off yesterday at 11 a.m. And Kendall Bostic with her 20th double-double. Peoples had 16 points. We've got Notre Dame. They're ranked number 16, and I forget who they beat. It was Northwestern.
Yeah.
It was like 105-52.
Only 50 points.
Whoa.
That's next. All right, we've got Fox Business coming up. A coat drive we want to tell you about with the Elks. Stand by about coat drive because your closet's full. You need some help getting rid of them. There's people that are cold. Stand by.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Are you looking for something this holiday season for your customers that can say thank you from you, but at the same time showcase your business and their support? The hunt is over. We offer custom wrapped coolers and lasered mugs, tumblers, water bottles in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Call us at Aftershock 833-DECAL-IT or look us up online AftershockDD.com. That's AftershockDD.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Fighting Illini football is back at Memorial Stadium for the final home game of the season on Saturday, November 25th as they take on Northwestern in the battle for the Land of Lincoln Trophy. Bring the whole family to enjoy our family fun zone in Grange Grove with bounce houses, food trucks, balloon artists, and tailgating. See you at Memorial Stadium for Fighting Illini football's final home game against Northwestern on Saturday, November 25th. Get $15 tickets at fightingillini.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The job market appears to be still holding up. The number of new claims for unemployment benefits rose to 231,000 last week. It is an increase in the highest level in 3 months, but still in the range of a healthy job market. Continuing claims, those still receiving benefits, also rose to 1.86 million. Another report on manufacturing in the Philadelphia region found a smaller decline than predicted, down 5.9%. Expectations for Walmart were very high. The stock is slumping. Even though its sales rose and earnings topped predictions, Wall Street was expecting a stronger forecast for the holiday season from Walmart. Macy's topped expectations and that stock is higher. Children's Place shares are losing ground. Sales declined in recent months. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino. This week on Perino on Politics, I'm joined by the president of the public affairs firm Cavalry and co-host of the Ruthless podcast, Josh Holmes, as we discuss Senator Tim Scott's exit from the GOP presidential primary race and the impact Democratic victories on Election Day 2023 will have on Biden's re-election campaign in 2024. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcasts.com.
Turn our cameras. We are on Facebook Live and also
Mary, you're
YouTube.
on TV. How about that?
Yeah, Mary Lemming. Looks like you're, second year college? That's how you look. You look good here today,
Yeah,
Mary.
right.
CU Elks 2497 Kids Winter Coats Coordinator. Did you miss a meeting? Is that how you got the coordinator job?
Right. Nope.
Well, good
I
for you.
volunteered.
Good for you. All right, so what is the Elks 2497 CU Elks coat drive? How are you doing it? What can I do to help you?
Just get it out there to the public. This is our 5th year that we've coordinated with the Urbana Lodge FOP, Urbana Police Department.
You bet.
We actually just do a monetary collection. Those who want to give $5, $1, $20 to the cause for them to purchase coats.
Okay.
And what we bring in through our lodge and their guests and our members, we turn that money over to them.
You know, Mary, a lot of kids don't wear coats these days.
Do they not have them, or is it not cool?
My granddaughters are one of them.
Why?
They
I
just
don't know.
feel like they're in and out of the car to the building. They don't think about emergency situations or anything like
Well,
that.
it's just more comfortable to have a coat on. Anyway,
Yeah.
Then
For us, because we're older.
I wasn't allowed to leave
So-
the house unless I had a coat on.
Right.
But-
There you go. Okay. All right. So we give money. That just makes it easy. How would they give money? Go online? How's that work?
Nope. You can go to the Elks Lodge, located at 903 North Dunlap in Savoy, behind Old Orchard
Yep.
Lanes.
Mm-hmm.
You can mail, if you want to mail a check, to 903, the same 903 North Dunlap. Make out your checks to the CU Elks. And end of December, the monetary drive runs it started last Friday, November 10th, and it will end December 10th.
Okay. And if you want to pass by the Elks Lodge, I see Tuesday through Sunday, 3 to 8, behind Old Orchard Bowling. You can hit that buzzer and go inside those two doors. Colin's always there. He's awesome. And you can make a monetary donation that way. Explain how Shop with the Cop then works.
Okay, Shop with a Cop actually is a separate program from what part of the FOP does. They've got two divisions of it, and I'm working with the other division.
Okay.
Shop with a Cop is when they take the kids out to, like, they used to do farm and fleet. I don't know if they still do them. They do their toys and get them what they need.
It's a cool program.
This is basically the FOP takes money, and they will take coats. It's not that they won't accept coats. So if you have any used coats in your closet and you want to donate them that way, I would suggest just take them to the Urbana Police Department, leave them at the front desk and say they're for Paige Bennett.
Okay.
That's the officer that I've been working
with the Fraternal Order of Police,
Yes,
FOP.
correct.
Mhm.
All right.
So they use the coats. Basically, she was explaining it to me a couple of weeks ago. When they go out and buy some, if they need to buy to restock, the officers also always have them there. If they need a call, if they get a call from a social worker saying, "Hey, come such and such address," and it's a very cold night, they'll grab a coat and they'll have it.
Okay.
Kid needs a coat. There's these kids, for instance, if DCFS gets involved with somehow, cop has to show up or whatever.
That's right.
Nice of you guys. All right, Mary Lemon, we appreciate it. See you, Elks. $24.97 kids winner coats. We're trying to raise money, and with the FOP 17 in Urbana, we thank you for coming in. Good to see you.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
having me.
helping children and people.
CU Elks Club also has a Facebook page, so you can hit up that with all the details.
Super good. Thank you so much. Mary Lemon, ESPN 93.5.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Everybody needs insurance, and that's why I love Kyle Lewis at Insurance Providers Group. This is Jay Lehman, All-American linebacker. Kyle provides auto, life, health, and all kinds of commercial lines of insurance. They are my one-stop shop for all my insurance needs, and all my rental properties are insured by IPG. That's why you need to email Kyle at IPGINS.com. Kyle at IPGINS.com.
We have a Stever, ladies and gentlemen. You can go to gostever.com. I am giving some people, several of you, a complete vehicle inspection at PDR Automotive in Urbana. John Marshall and his team. They will take you through the rigors. Actually, not you. They take your vehicle, they hook it up. They got these fancy schmancy machines, and they give you a printout of the status of your vehicle. What do you need to be thinking about later? Maybe you need something now, maybe not. I think it's an unbelievable way to sell your vehicle if you want to sell it yourself kind of thing, because then you have a printout of the status of everything and you fix whatever might need it. So I pay for the inspection, it's $100, and then I kick in another $100 bill if you choose to get anything done that needs help. So it's a $200 value, and I'm giving them away today. You have two requirements. You must make an appointment to get this done within 7 days. And then when you're done, you must fill out your survey thoughtfully, thinking about things that would make PDR Automotive better. They're on Cunningham and Urbana, right next to the Blossom Basket Floors. And this is our offer today, and it's free. Thousands of you joined our club because you've realized it's a radio guy giving away stuff, and he's could be a little whacked out to offer such things. We have fun with it, and we enjoy it. So go to GoStever.com, and get in on this.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. Well, we normally have John Decker on every Thursday at 7:35 since he was with the president and at the San Francisco meeting with President Xi from China and President Biden. So John Decker will join us in moments. He'll be coming up live. I think he's still in San Francisco this morning. I think everybody else left, but he remains. Anyway, we'll talk to John Decker. That'll be next, ESPN 93.5. It's 8:30 now.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. A pro-Palestinian protest turned violent last night. 6 Capitol police officers injured with 1 arrest after the crowd tried to rush the Democratic National Committee headquarters. Lawmakers evacuated. The Capitol put on lockdown. President Biden in San Francisco after his sit-down with China's President Xi with his thoughts on the Israel-Hamas war.
I can tell you I don't think it ultimately ends until there's a 2-state solution. I made it clear to the Israelis I think it's a big mistake for them to think they're going to occupy Gaza.
Presidents Biden and Xi agreed for China to cut the flow of fentanyl, limit AI in weapons, and reopen the military hotline. Nikki Haley emerges as the number 2 to Donald Trump in the GOP presidential race. But an Emerson College, New Hampshire poll also finds Haley beats Joe Biden bigger than all the candidates. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. City of Champaign being recognized by the Human Rights Campaign Foundation for a 12th year in a row. City earned the highest possible score on the foundation's Municipal Equity Index for its inclusive LGBTQ laws, policies, and services. Rockford and Chicago are the only other cities in Illinois to receive a perfect score. Eastern Illinois University concluding that the men's swim team violated EIU's hazing policy. University launched an investigation in September following credible reports of hazing. The team suspended after it was determined the first-year student athletes compelled to participate in traditions that included creating PowerPoint presentations on topics that were inappropriate, harmful, and distasteful. Voters in Champaign County have another place to drop off their ballots next year. Champaign County Clerk and Recorder Aaron Ammons, with the help of the Champaign Park District, cut the ribbon Tuesday morning for a new ballot drop box at the Martin Center and the Champaign Fitness Center on the north side, opened last year. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Vanderbilt Saturday. Pleasant spell of weather continuing on for the day today. Changes ahead for the day tomorrow. A little more typical seasonal feel over the weekend. A pretty good rain system will come up here for early to mid next week. As a matter of fact, the second half of next week, a little hint of at least the feel of early winter across the area, but nothing worse than that. Today, partly cloudy, breezy, mild. Get out and enjoy it. Comes to an end for the day today relative to the mild weather of mid-November. 67 the forecast forecast high. Normal high this time of the year at 50. South wind on the increase at 12 to 24 and gusty. Mostly cloudy tonight. Little rain in spots well after midnight. Low down to 51. South wind for the day tomorrow. Much cooler. A little rain in the morning. Some afternoon sun. And a high of 56 degrees on a northwest to north wind. Clearing off in 27 tomorrow night. Weekend forecast. Fair amount of sunshine. 51 Saturday. Sunday high 54. Widespread rains late Monday and Tuesday. Won't get out of the 40s for high temperatures by mid next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Madison Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855. Hey, it's Stevie J. We have a Stever offer for you, the program where I, Stevie J, give you my money and you, wonderful person, spend it and keep it. All right, today from PDR Automotive, you heard me talking about John Marshall, the owner of PDR Automotive. Honest, talented, great staff. They can fix your car, truck, van, whatever automobile you have. Today's Stever offer, I'll give you a complete vehicle safety inspection, which is about $100. And then I'll give you another $100 to get whatever you might need fixed. $100 toward repair. The complete vehicle safety inspection. Why not? I'll pay for it. And then if you need stuff, I'll give you another $100 toward anything that might need done. That's your Stever offer from PDR Automotive. So all you have to do is go to gostever.com, click accept, gostever.com, click accept if you're interested. You're getting an email tonight if you're a winner. PDR Automotive, gostever.com, click accept, and good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, normally Thursdays is 7:35 Central Standard Time, but today, because he's on the road with the President of the United States, cue the music. John Decker, John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. He is John Decker. He is live in San Francisco after a week of covering the President of the United States and the President of China, Xi. He is there. John, how are you?
I'm doing great, Stevie. Thanks for having me on your show. Thanks for making time for me. The time difference is such, getting very little sleep out here. But I was at the President's press conference yesterday that took place about 25 miles south of San Francisco. Interesting setting, beautiful setting, actually. And the President touting two big deliverables. He spoke about the resumption of military-to-military communications between the U.S. and China, and also cutting the flow of fentanyl coming to the U.S. China, a big reason for that because of the manufacturer of all of those chemicals that are used to make fentanyl. So those are two things that the President says came out of his 4-hour-long meeting with President Xi.
Did anybody say trust but verify?
Yes. Joe Biden said that in reference to Xi Jinping. That is something, of course, that Ronald Reagan said in regards to Mikhail Gorbachev during the Cold War. And here you have a Democrat repeating a line used by Ronald Reagan in the 1980s.
Okay, because again, my knee-jerk is, why would I trust this? I mean, again, they say I'm going to cut down on the chemical that makes fentanyl. Well, how about stop pushing it across my border? I mean, I thought we had plenty of proof that's happening coming from China. That's killing so many of our people here.
Well, it is. That's the reason why, it was one of those top issues that President Biden wanted to bring up with President Xi, got a commitment from President Xi on that regard. And President Xi actually, when he makes commitments, I can think of one that he made last year at the last summit that he actually kept, according to our national security advisor. And that is, he made the assurance, the commitment to President Biden that China would not supply any military weapons to Russia in their war against Ukraine. And the national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, told me on Monday that indeed China has kept to that assurance. They've kept to that commitment. So, you could argue on this commitment. Let's see what happens. Trust but verify. But that's a good start, at least,
Well,
as it relates to what President Xi said.
I guess if that's the case, then maybe the fentanyl deaths could be down in a year. I mean, I guess you.
I hope so. I mean, my gosh, it's such a big problem in many pockets throughout the country, and it's one of those areas that it's impacting every segment of our society. It's not just one demographic group; it's impacting every demographic group in our country.
Okay, so when does it get awkward for the governor of California to maybe stand over to the left? You're a little too close to President Xi. I mean, he and his wife are there I know it's California. I know they cleaned up the city because it was embarrassing. But, I mean, it's almost like, Gavin, dude, maybe 28? I don't think you're running right now. What's the point here? He went to China, tackled the kid playing basketball. What's the story on Gavin Newsom? Here, take my picture. I'm over here, right here. Hi.
Look at me.
Well, look, in Gavin Newsom's defense, it is California. He is essentially a co-host for so many events happening here associated with the APEC summit, so you can understand why he wants to get in photographs.
Sure.
He just met with President Xi in Beijing within the past month, so he feels a connection to him. And he was the star of the show last night, and you always want to be, taking a picture with the star of the show. So I think that's the reason for what you're referring to in terms of what happened last night.
I just think I look at him as kind of a photobomb guy. Hey, could you get out of this one? Could you just move over just a little bit? And then they cleaned up the city. I suggested an hour ago that San Francisco would be the place to visit for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
And then it's back to what. So, I mean, have you noticed a discernible difference when you're around San Francisco right now, John?
I have. Yeah, the area around my hotel, there's a few country delegations that are staying in my hotel. The area around my hotel is one of the high-end areas in the city, and you can tell huge police presence. So at least I do. I feel comfortable doing live shots just right outside of the hotel. I was out there 3 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning, Stevie, and there's a lot of law enforcement presence where I am. But to your point, this is temporary. The APEC summit ends on Friday, and then it's back to normal, all the homeless and all the crime. And I was surprised when I haven't been to San Francisco in a few years, and I was surprised just that there were high-end retail stores because, I read about how Nordstrom moved out of San Francisco. But there are some high-end stores here that are staying here, and hopefully they can remain here. But it's so tough when you have issues related to theft and and crime occurring in San Francisco on a regular basis.
It's crazy, and you're sure they weren't facades, like movie sets,
right? Like Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, exactly. It's because we were there in San Francisco right at the start of COVID. And we took a jog in San Francisco, and you had to watch your step, and it was just so bad, so bad.
I think they call them hot spots or something.
It's really, really unfortunate because it's an unbelievable area cleaned up. It's just stunning. And of course, Diane told the story yesterday of roller skating in San Francisco.
Yes!
John, does that sound like a good idea?
No, it doesn't. It sounds like a terrible idea.
It was.
The silliest city in America.
I wiped out. I landed in a bush, and I was sprawled out everywhere right next to the San Francisco Zoo gate because I could not stop. I actually went through an intersection, and there was screeching brakes and all of that.
Scary.
Well, okay. So
and then all these people gathered around and took my picture.
It would have been viral had they had that.
And I had a leaf between my teeth.
A leaf.
Oh, no.
So John, now that you're leaving back, one quick other thing because I think it's a great lesson in here. Here's John Decker. He's a big guy. He's big time. He's a big time guy. He's always been big time. Steve discovered you in a radio cubby.
Exactly.
But anyway, I've never had a theme for a guy like this. Anyway, so John Decker's a big time high elevate. So they fly to San Francisco, and their cameras and all their gear don't show up. And now, if the normal guy that is the national correspondent, White House correspondent, he would probably object vociferously and be very upset. The guy made, just eliminate at a limit. I mean, you did it with an iPhone, and I thought your report was as good. And I showed Diane, it's unbelievable quality in the way you just got it done, which is a great lesson in life, to just get it done, and stuff doesn't work out all the way you want it sometimes. You just have to do it.
Yeah, you got to go with the flow. That was unfortunate. Our equipment, which was supposed to go from Washington to San Francisco, actually had a tour of the country. It went from Washington to Detroit to Austin to Atlanta and then to San Francisco. How about that?
That's unbelievable.
But finally got it. But yeah, we shot our first package out here on an iPhone, and it looked great.
It looked
so I
great.
wanted to share that with you.
Was the
Yeah,
person
amazing.
like holding it for you, or did you have a stand? How did you get it so
yeah,
still?
my cameraman. But
He didn't have a
very
camera.
talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's terrific, and I shared it also with the number 3 person at Great Television, and his response was, "Wow, that looks unbelievable! Why are we spending so much money on equipment?"
I said,
all of
all the hundreds of thousands of dollars in gear.
Yeah.
I would sell it all and give you 10% for finding out how we can do this thing,
Yeah.
John. That's what
There
I do.
you go.
Just a little bonus for the Australia Open for you, John. That's what we're gonna do.
That's right.
Okay,
I like that.
we appreciate it. Hope that you get a chance to rest when you get back home, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. This weekend, looking forward to that. I'm going to watch Georgetown men's soccer. They're the number 4 team in the NCAA tournament, so they have their second round match. My wife and I will go to that, and we'll see what they do. But aside from that, yes, recovering from, it's going to be another day or so before I can think about just the sleep that I am desiring. But it's all good. It's a really interesting story, the president's meeting with President Xi in particular. That doesn't happen every day. Second time they've met face-to-face, and I was at the first meeting. That was in Bali, Indonesia, in same time, November of last year.
Your report you sent me on the iPhone had a very 60 Minutes feel. Thought it was very complete, very comprehensive. If CBS would ever hire a straight line journalist, I think you'd be a great candidate.
Yeah, me
But
too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have them,
That's a gig.
have their people call my people. We'll set that up.
There you go. I'll do that.
My circle of friends is all about TikTok right now. Does that come up with the Chinese leader at all? Or what are you doing with the TikTok, John?
I don't know if that comes up. I mean, there is a discussion that took place as it relates to cybersecurity, so perhaps TikTok falls under that umbrella. I would imagine it would. But, that's not something that we got a readout on.
Okay.
That's what we typically would get, a specific readout, and I did not see anything about TikTok specific.
It's also, if you've got an issue like gambling in America, you don't have to gamble. If you got a sickness, you get help. In TikTok, you don't have to be on TikTok.
I know.
It's not going to go viral. I want to make $1 million. That's what we're doing.
That's right.
It's just crazy. John Decker, I'll let you go. I know you're busy. Thank you so much for being on with us. We'll look forward to our visit next Thursday, my friend.
Hey, thanks a lot, Stevie. Thanks for carving out the time. Next Thursday, it is Thanksgiving. Have a great Thanksgiving, Stevie.
We will
Have
talk
a
to you in
wonderful
2
Thanksgiving.
weeks.
That's
2
right.
weeks.
Yes.
Thanks, John.
You too,
Have a good one.
Thank you so much, John Decker, live in San Francisco on the road with the president. 8:46. Yeah, so we'll be off for the smoke show. Nathaniel Son and John Decker next Thursday because we are not going to be here on Thanksgiving.
Programming note to self. Thank you so much for
Would
that.
not have remembered. Yep.
Exactly.
All right, let me get Luke Altmaier. That's kind of a big sports
It
story.
is, of course, Illinois facing Iowa at 2:30 on Saturday, and we were wondering who's going to get the tap.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words. You work so hard for it, but, at the end of the day, you try to control what you can control. But obviously kind of had it in my head, for a long time, and, just really thankful that Coach B went with me. Very honored, very blessed, and hopefully I can, fill my role, in that position and, be good for this team.
What's the first call you make? Like, who do you call to tell immediately?
Definitely my parents. The people who have been with me through the whole journey, have seen the ups and downs, have seen moments where a lot of hard moments, a lot of adverse moments, and really helped me get through it. So, I think they were just as excited as I was.
There's your starter, Luke Altmaier.
That's right.
2:30 Saturday.
Let's just support and go Illini.
Go Illini.
Speaking of support, over 11,500 fans yesterday in the 7th anniversary of the field trip day with tip-off yesterday at 11 a.m. It was the 4th highest, I think, in as far as the records go. 90 schools were represented as our Illinois women's basketball team beat St. Peter's by 70 points, 103-33.
Well, it was loud, and I think Teresa Grentz has all the other records because I remember they tried to pack the hall in the 90s against Purdue, and I think they were 14. Yeah. It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was pretty unbelievable.
So we'll head to D.C., and there's a tournament as we take on number 16 Notre Dame at noon on Saturday. So let's hope they can keep that momentum. But Boy, Notre Dame took down Northwestern like 110-52 or something last night, so they're real good.
Well, we're real good, darn it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Illinois volleyball beat Ohio State, and Raina Terry with 27 kills. She's phenomenal.
That's a lot, yeah.
So 15-12 on the season, 10-7. Next up will be Michigan when we host them in Huff Hall Saturday at 6. Orlando beats the Chicago Bulls 96-94. Iowa with 18 minutes and 5 points. Milwaukee's Bucks over Toronto 128-112. Johnny Newton on another few watch lists for various awards. He's phenomenal, and we're looking forward to him playing the full game then against Iowa.
You bet. Yep.
And then again at home, Saturday the 25th, encouraging all our Illini fans to start to make arrangements for that Northwestern game. I don't know that they've tapped the tip-off or the kickoff time for that.
Yeah.
But speaking of tip-off, we've got Oakland tomorrow at 7.
Oakland. Valparaiso.
Yep. Thank you.
I don't want to play Oakland again. I don't want to play that again.
And Roger Powell, known as the Rev back in the day, is going to be coaching them. It'll be great to have him back. But we need to beat the Valparaiso whatever.
Crusaders.
Crusaders.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice campus. Very nice spot.
That's a great
in Indiana.
stop for him.
Not very far from here.
We have a couple of tickets in case you want to text in Illini. I can navigate that at 359-2255. It's great to support our Illini right now.
All right, 10-tail weather next.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van Amen Saturday. Enjoy the last vestiges of this mild November setup. It's back to reality beginning tomorrow and into the weekend, and signs of an even colder air mass building in behind a rain system for next week. In the meantime, partly cloudy, breezy, mild again for the day today, up to 67. That south wind on the increase of 12 to 24 and gusty. We'll bottom out tonight with a mild November night. Little rain after midnight, too, low down to 51. Tomorrow, much cooler, a little rain in the morning, then a partly sunny afternoon with a high to about 56 degrees. Clearing off, much colder tomorrow night, more typical, low down to 27. Mostly sunny, cooler for the day on Saturday up to 51. Partly cloudy, 54 on Sunday. They'll be probably close to 50, or at least upper 40s for football out in Iowa on Saturday. Then Monday into Tuesday, rain breaks out. Highs at 51 on Monday, into the 40s. That's it for highs on Tuesday. Wednesday and towards Thanksgiving Day, high temperatures barely to 40 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm your host, Greg Soldier.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. So you were talking about that little girl, Reagan. 7-year-old wows the Illini.
Front page of the newspaper.
News Gazette. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, dang.
I mean,
7
she
years
owned
old.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, up until the last note.
That's great.
Yeah, it is.
So, Brother Johnny, we've told the story of Johnny playing for Illinois. He played football. I was there 4 years. And he was a scout team player and obviously didn't play much except one play. And it was right at the very end of the Bob Blackman career. Bob Blackman was fired that weekend. They beat Northwestern 48-6, and Johnny dressed. He dressed a number of times, but he got in the game and actually caught a pass. And it was from a quarterback whose only completion in his career was to Johnny Khachaturian, who gained 2 yards on a ball thrown up. He jumped, caught it. As Johnny likes to say, 11 angry Northwestern Wildcats tackled him because it was 48-6, but they threw a pass so Johnny could catch one. Ray Picorni was that quarterback 50 years ago, and we found him. He's in Chicago. We're going to call him up tomorrow and have him on with Johnny and reminisce about the 70s in the Illini. If you're old enough to remember, it was a time when Bob Blackman was I thought a very good coach. I think he came from Dartmouth, a nice man. But it was back also in the day after Illinois football would practice from like 3:30 to 5:30. He'd go to Par 3, and on Route 45 between Kirby and Windsor now. Windsor wasn't there.
I know.
Windsor wasn't going toward Urbana anyway. It was a Windsor Road Country Road.
Right.
But there was a 18-hole Par 3, and you played golf, and Bob Blackman would go out and play golf.
I love that.
Because that was like this football, and he was probably getting paid, $30,000 a year.
Yeah.
He'd go play a little golf.
Just a way to decompress, too. Just hit a couple balls.
Maybe Bob was getting $40,000 back then. Lou Henson, when Ephraim Winters in the 80s, early 80s, when the 80s belonged to Illini, Lou Henson was making $54,000 a year. So things have changed. Thank you, Diane. We'll be back tomorrow.
Enjoy the day.
We appreciate it. ESPN 93.5. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Thursday. Talk tomorrow. Always a pleasure to talk about Donnie up in Long Branch Steakhouse here in beautiful downtown Gifford. Well, you know what, friends? It's never too early to make your Christmas party reservations at the Long Branch Steakhouse in Gifford. They are taking party reservations for December. Dates are filling up quickly. Don't be left out this year. If you want a fabulous night at the Long Branch for your office party, get it done now. Connect with the Long Branch Steakhouse and book your Christmas party. Long Branch Steakhouse, beautiful downtown Gifford. Saturday, November 18th for one night only at the Virginia Theater. Come out to the red carpet world movie premiere of the family-friendly comedy Irresponsible, starring Keith Campton. Parts of the movie filmed right here in our town and features dozens of local actors. Come and meet all the stars of the movie and ask questions, get pictures, and free autographs. Doors open at 6 p.m., showtime at 7. Virginia Theater, November 18th. For more information, go to thevirginia.org, thevirginia.org.
Fighting Illini football is back at Memorial Stadium for the final home game of the season on Saturday, November 25th as they take on Northwestern in the battle for the Land of Lincoln Trophy. Bring the whole family to enjoy our family fun zone in Grange Grove with bounce houses, food trucks, balloon artists, and tailgating. See you at Memorial Stadium for Fighting Illini football's final home game against Northwestern on Saturday, November 25th. Get $15 tickets at fightingillini.com.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
I've got it.
Hey, Class A CDL drivers. Gail Frericks Trucking wants to invite you to join our team and get a taste of what it's like to work with a team that cares about you, your home time, and your professional growth, as well as your paycheck. This is Operations Manager Donna Onstock